Hello, I'm Kamal Rahman from Hamtramck Public TV. We're talking to the city clerk for City of Hamtramck, Ms. Rana Faraj, to find out about the city's preparation of the upcoming midterm election. It's a very important election. Thank you, Ms. Rana, for making time.
Thank you, Kamal.
In your busy day, only a few days to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so tell us about, a lot of people, I know that you work a lot behind this scene that not everybody knows, what goes on. Mm-hmm. And the preparation-wise, people are familiar just to go to the polling booth and then voting. A lot goes on behind this scene. And tell us about, city's preparation about the midterm election.
So we have, at this time, started in August, we now supply voters with 3 language ballots. So we have Arabic, Bangla, and English. Those are prepared ahead of time so that they're available to voters when they want to come into the city hall to vote. They can request the ballot in any language. Those ballots are also available at the precinct. Not only can you vote at the precinct, many voters come in and vote AV, where it's sort of like an early voting, not necessarily early voting, it's absentee voting, where they come in, sign a form, an application for an absentee vote, and they can either have a ballot mailed to their home or vote right here at City Hall immediately. So everything in the election is actually translated in the 3 languages, not only the ballots. All of the applications, all the signs that are posted around the precinct, the ballots themselves. We have multilingual election workers working at on election day. So that's with the translations.
And you
that
have
are
also, I understand that you have audio available too, just in case.
Yes, the audio is also available also. And those are on the voter assistant terminals. So also they are in 3 languages. So if any voter needs assistance, those terminals also are available in the 3 languages, yes.
So they're available when they go to vote, and they can ask for help, and then those terminals are pretty easily accessible to people?
Absolutely.
Okay. So the absentee ballot this year, I know a lot of people got accustomed to, since COVID started, voting early instead of going and meeting and mixing with public. So the ballots are going out, I'm sure, and then...
Yes, but surprisingly, the numbers aren't that high for it being a state election. Like I can't recall the numbers last year, but I know it's significantly more. We've issued 2,000 AV ballots, and we have roughly maybe 14,000 registered voters in the city. Mm-hmm. So only 2,000 have received ballots, and we've only, as of right now, right before the meeting, I went down and checked, 999 ballots have been returned. So almost half of the ballots that we have submitted. So we submitted 2009, we received 999. We are open tomorrow. We usually are closed to the public on Fridays. I'm not sure when this is airing, but tomorrow is in Friday. We are open to the public Friday. We will be here a full day on Saturday as well, from 8 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. Closed on Sunday, then return Monday. And on the day of election, only new registered voters can vote at City Hall. All other voters must vote at their precincts.
Very good. So the ballots that were sent out, they were requested by folks?
Yes. Most people, majority of people has filled out those applications before the August election, and those are the same applications we submit for the November, because most people check that they want ballots for both election. Sure. We've had multiple people who have not applied in August who come in and reapply for the application to absentee vote. So we've had plenty of those. Yeah.
Tell us about the precincts. I know there were some changes were made, so please.
So I really pushed this much in the August election. So precinct 4, with the Michigan election laws, we can only have 2,999 voters per precinct. Precinct 4 is one of our most congested precinct.
That's the high school community center.
Yes. Okay. So number 4 was reaching over the 3,000 mark. Mm-hmm. So we had to bring it under the 2,999. We could have opened up another precinct, but there's not enough people to put into another precinct. So what we did, we took, I believe it was about 600 people total, which is about 4 blocks, which is the highlighted area over here. So the highlighted area here used to vote in precinct 4. And now we moved them to precinct 5 because precinct 5 was a much lower congestion of voters. So that sort of balanced it out, brought all the precincts down to below the $29.99. And we have these maps posted throughout the city on social media, on our boards. I have door people who are going to be working at the election. They'll all have copies of the posters also. So if a voter comes in and is confused about where to vote, if they can pinpoint where they live on the map, it's easily accessible to see which precinct they'll be voting at. And if they land within this yellow box, they used to be precinct 4, now they're voting in precinct 5, which is the same, no, I'm sorry. So here's this is the only, it's a different building.
So it'll be at Senior Plaza.
It would be at Senior Plaza. So instead of staying in the same community center, we moved them to 5 at the Senior Plaza.
So since they voted in August already, so I'm sure a lot of people are aware already.
Yes,
that
but there
happening.
are a lot of people who don't vote the primaries and only
That
vote
is-
the general.
You're
So
absolute.
those who did not vote the primary might not be aware or familiarize themselves with the new changes. We did send out new voter ID cards to everybody when this change was done. We posted it in the newspaper. So we pushed it out as much as possible. So hopefully this would be another way of letting the community
Letting
know
them
what
know.
we've done.
Now you were one of few Hamtramck cities that cities in Michigan that did multilingual ballots.
Correct.
So tell us your experience about it. How
Well,
difficult.
I came in only knowing multilingual. I was not blessed with only having to do one language, so I only knew what I came into. Maybe if I had just started working as a clerk and only doing one language, which was English, I'm not saying it's easy. One language alone is difficult. You know, it's a lot of work to do one language. But I came in as a clerk automatically assuming I do 2 languages.
Sure.
So it was just sort of built as a second nature. That's how I learned how to do it. And it wasn't something that I had to adjust based on what I did in the past. So when it came to 3 languages, it's a lot of extra work. It is. Like, I remember even our old manager, she would talk to the state, you know, when we were trying to see if we could add Arabic, you know. I don't know the exact wording, but he said 1 language is difficult, 2 is a headache, 3 is a burden.
Yes.
You know,
And-
so he even said it. He's like, 3 languages is a burden, but if your city wants to do it and you're capable of doing it,
And that's
more
what
power
you were
to
doing.
you.
So now I understand one language, Bengali was mandated because
By-
of some lawsuits or, because the percentage.
The Voter Act, right?
Voter
yeah.
Act. The Arabic, you went ahead and the city decided to do it because of the large number of Arabic-speaking population. And are you getting a good response for demand for these ballots?
Actually, if you must know, more Arabic ballots are issued than Bangla ballots.
Wow, so that's so that was a good initiative that was taken.
Absolutely. Like the first, we only, not even a handful last year. Maybe we issued 3 Bangla ballots. But like I always say, if we help one person out, we've done our job.
Sure.
You know, so if one person needed that ballot and they used it and they, it helped them out, then mission accomplished. But this year was more. So I think as the word gets out that this is a service that we do offer, it will only excel in the need of it. Or hopefully that they sway away from it because they've learned and they've advanced, and
Sure.
we're hoping that's why we like to hold people's hands until they advance and learn the system or the language if they want to. So this year we issued more Bangla ballots back in August, but we did probably 3 times as much Arabic.
How is city reaching out to these citizens that these are available?
Every notice that I put in the newspaper is put in 3 separate languages.
So they-
okay. So
it's available out
yes,
there.
all applications are available in 3 separate languages. People come to our window. If people come in with a translator, we notify them, okay, we understand you have somebody help. Would you like a Bangla ballot? Would you like an Arabic ballot? This is something we also offer. Even when I do my training for the election workers, I inform them that anybody can walk in with whoever they want to help them, to a limit. There are some restrictions on who you can bring in to help you vote. But if somebody brings in a family member or somebody who they saw outside the building and they're like, you need help, they can bring in whoever they want to help them, but we still offer them their language material because it may help them.
Sure.
At least if you can read it the person helping you, you can sort of follow along and know that you're not being swayed to vote a certain way because the ballot itself is in your language as well.
Correct, because that can become an issue.
Absolutely,
People who don't know.
absolutely.
So with the coming election, are you expecting a large turnout? Because this is not a Hamtramck general election, nor is it a council election. So are you expecting a large, it's an important midterm election. So
Absolutely.
what is your expectation? What do you see so far?
Like I said, absentee voting is not as big as it was last year, but last year was a city election, so I understand we had more absentee voters, more people submitting
Locals were more
applications.
active.
Yes, absolutely. They were out in the streets. They were really pushing themselves. It's hard to say. I hired enough people and beyond,
To handle-
you know, to handle.
the
So
load, yeah.
at each precinct, so with the Bangla translations, what we offer now at the precincts is we have to, well, I hire a couple Bangla translators per precinct. My door people speak, you know, at least one or two of them speak Bangla as well. So not only do I have to hire a couple Bangla speakers, I have to hire a couple Democrats, and I have to hire Republicans, and I have to hire those that have been with us working the election for years on end. So it's sort of giving them all the opportunity to come together. We have the multilingual variety of election workers, as well as with the Democratic and Republican Party affiliates that work the election. So we have about maybe 6 election workers per precinct, which is very well staffed.
Sure.
So even
we
if it's a
haven't
little
seen that in
slower,
yeah.
I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'd rather have the extra workers there because it's an unknown election.
That is true. So thank you for sharing good information. A lot of people, I'm sure, will benefit from this information. And then also Hamtramck Public TV will be posting this round the clock starting tonight or tomorrow probably. And hopefully people benefit from this. So I appreciate your time.
Absolutely, my
it's
pleasure.
A very busy
My
day.
pleasure.
So watch channel 19 on Comcast, and also it's available on YouTube channel Hamtramck Public TV, Public Library, and watch the video, this one and other informative video. Thank you so much
Get out and
for
vote.
watching. Get out and vote. Thank you.